What's up, everybody? Happy 4th of July week. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into this. I wanted to take this opportunity and share with you guys a couple of things. Number one, I received an alert just a little while ago of some massive selling of Bitcoin that is occurring today. Now, granted, you can see the price of Bitcoin has been affected. However, I'm just letting you know that sometimes you can see that the price is about to go down. So I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you guys this alert that came up on the trading view here today. All right. So as you can see, we're on Bitcoin. Look at this, dump here today. We've got so far from 60K, came down, bottomed out at about 58,000. Curious. About a 3.25% drop. Okay. But what's interesting is that if you go to the alert section here, you'll see that there was actually large volume in large sell volume detected by this indicator at 1:40 Eastern Standard Time. So about an hour and a half ago, there was an alert that came out. I shared it inside my private community that this was alerting that there was some large sell volume happening. And I don't know if you noticed, but this price is actually moving downward as we're live streaming. So to know if that's connected to the large whale selling volume, it's hard to say entirely, because as I have shared with you in the past, the creator of this indicator has told me that when you get these alerts, oftentimes you'll see the market move shortly after you get the alerts, because sometimes the market begins to, catch up to what's taking place behind the scenes. Because again, this indicator shows you big movement that's happening that a lot of the traditional indicators showing the volume do not depict as far as that whale volume on the back end. So that being said, guys, that is what is taking place concerning this indicator. Please remember, this is not only is it a great opportunity to show you the indicator itself and how it works, to show you that I got an alert here that there was large sell volume detected. I wonder if this was, no, negative. We're still on the daily candle. Okay. So right here, it shows you the alert that went off today at, again, 1:40 p.m. It's 3:17 here Eastern Standard Time. So about an hour and a half ago, letting you know that there was big volume being moved, and that was on the volume bubbles. Okay, you could see these volume bubbles here that signify large movement going on behind the scenes. Obviously, the larger and more prominent the bubble, the larger the movement. Okay. However, today's candle hasn't printed yet, and so the bubble doesn't appear quite yet. But you did get the alert when there was volume happening. Okay, large sell volume happening. That being said, that's one of these indicators, guys, that's actually on sale right now. So I've actually just updated my website. And so now, if you want to find any of the information that I'm sharing with you, inside the description section of this video, below the video on YouTube, above the video on Facebook, it's going to link to my website. And my website is going to have everything there. It's got my private community now, just added it today. It's got these indicators. It has where you can learn how to trade crypto, beginner's class to trading crypto and how to read the charts. Getting started in crypto. So like if you've never even bought and sold crypto before, or if you want to learn, you know, the tips and tricks that I share inside crypto, including how to get access to offshore exchanges. That's also inside my my getting started in crypto course. I had a guy today. We've actually been. I had a dream. Saturday about a coin that was going to go up, and it was an immediate spiritual signal. Okay. And for those of you guys who don't know what signals are, it's kind of like that alert that happened when I got an alert that there was large cell volume detecting. You know, this would be a buy signal down here, these greens. And so those are signals. Normally, you know, they're connected to the indicator, but that term spiritual signal is basically like heaven's signal, right? So my heavenly indicator told me that there was a particular coin that was going to rise. And I've been sharing that with my private community. I went ahead and took profits, and also still have some in the market. But, you know, we've had several people that have testified that they have, you know, grabbed some profits just in a few days. So that's incredible. And I still believe it's expected to go up. However, everything through the lens of my disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just simply me sharing my journey, what I believe I'm hearing from the Lord for myself. And so if anybody decides to follow along just by watching, that's obviously, you know, what is recommended. But if anybody decides to, you know, make their own financial decisions, that is entirely their right, knowing I am not a financial advisor and none of that is recommended. That being said, don't forget, guys, if you haven't noticed, this 4th of July festive background is because this is 4th of July week, but it is also an opportunity where these indicators are still on sale, guys. If you were able to purchase this indicator before the sale started yesterday, you would have gotten $50 off each indicator. Today, they are $100 off each indicator. This is super sweet. The deal is on right now. We have had a lot of people purchase these indicators. So, yeah, I have been told that we have actually shared more of these indicators than anybody that they've ever had sharing their indicators, as far as people that have purchased them. So obviously people are loving what is happening here. We have so many testimonies. Sometimes I wish I had time to, it would probably do more justice if I did. But I have screenshots of people making comments and testifying of how incredible these indicators are. Had another one come in after my last live stream to you guys publicly, but I don't have it readily available. That being said, people are loving these indicators. Even had a guy who shared that he purchased them last year, and he's like, these things are awesome. I did share that with you guys as well. But listen, where are we in the markets, right? Where are we in the markets? Well, you know, XRP is at $1.03. Let me get rid of these candles, guys, so that we can actually see the indicators. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay, XRP is in fear. XRP is in fear. What do they say? Buy the fear, guys. Buy the fear. Doesn't mean that it won't go into extreme fear, as you can see right here, or what the indicator calls max fear. But we have prophetic price points, guys, that God has shared with me. Do not forget, the link for that is in the description section below. By the way, I've got some, can you see it? Silver bars and coins. And what that is the place that I've been sharing with you guys is what I have found to be the cheapest place to get it. They have it on sale right now for some products that are spot, some products that are under spot. They've been working very hard to get their prices to where it beats everybody out there. And they've done very well with that. Unfortunately, they've eliminated their affiliate commissions, which stinks for when you're sharing it. But I'm going to keep sharing it at this point because I just really appreciate the opportunity to get silver. Don't forget, guys, obviously you can get the physical that you can bury in your backyard. Now, the difference between the bars and the coins, okay? People don't understand this, but what I've been taught is that the coins, the government cannot take away from you in an event such as the Great Depression. So that's important based upon some of the prophetic words that have been prophesied. The bars, however, they can take those and confiscate them from you in the event that we go to war or, we have obviously a depression. They were able to confiscate legally people's bullion silver back in the day, okay? And this is kind of a neat little bar because it says Wall Street Mint, right? Which is kind of neat. It's got a picture of New York City there, Wall Street. So that's a 10-ounce bar for anybody who's interested. This is the 1 troy ounce. Trying to see here if we can show you. It gets hard with that blur. But anyhow, once again, the link's in the description section below, guys. And so you got to know, if they took away the affiliate commissions and I'm still sharing it with you and spending this time when I could be spending time on other things, it is proof that I just truly enjoy sharing with you guys things that I believe in. Okay. And so I'm letting you guys know that for a reason. A lot of people aren't able to see these things because their hearts, their minds, whatever. But this is what I do. That being said, if I can earn while I'm sharing with you guys, then so be it. I will take advantage of that opportunity. I'll go and see how I can, search if they have an affiliate link for whatever I'm sharing, and then voila, that would be great. Why do it for free if you can get and earn in the process? So, but that being said, guys, please visit the website. On that website, go to the deals tab, and when you go there, you'll see several of their products that are spot or under spot. Okay. That being said, on these indicators, okay, they're just, man, they're so helpful to tell you where we are in the market. XRP, it printed, look at that. It printed the buy signal. Actually, okay, not on the highest accuracy though. But but however, it did. What date was that? Oh, June the 6th. And you can see how far it had come down then. Obviously, it's come lower, but it went up from there. Okay. And that's what this is all about, swing trading, basically. But if I go to and select like where I want it on, good accuracy, but more options to buy, it's basically, it printed a buy signal here. Okay. And that's where it comes standard is right there. Okay. Like where it'll just give you more buying opportunities. All right. That being said, guys, but Bitcoin, however, I wonder if that's on the highest accuracy too. Yep, that is. Nope, it's not. Same thing. If you put it on the normal, it did print a buy signal on the 27th, 3 days ago. Now, granted, it's come down a little bit since then, but the point is that this tells you where you're at in the markets as far as the market cycle. Okay. And so, as you guys know, please understand that the market is really stress testing everybody's data right now. In fact, if you look at professional traders who don't, just simply read indicators, but they're actually able to read the markets, form their own trend lines, figure out what the probability is. Even they are expecting a rally up before it goes down. So nothing is guaranteed in trading. Please understand that. Even your best traders, are not working with 100% accuracy. Now, unless you're talking about the creator of the micro profit system, where you learn how to trade crypto and read the charts on the website that I have there. That guy works with a like 98% rate because he's only taking very, very small profits. Swing traders obviously go for larger profits. And if you're able to compound those micro profits, obviously that can be beneficial. That being said, I'm going to go over these indicators one more time because it is the 4th of July special. We've had a lot of you guys taking advantage of these indicators. So I'm going to keep pummeling these while the opportunity is available. Don't forget, $100 off each indicator right now. The sale is going on because of the 4th of July. That's why I'm looking like a hot patriotic mess over here because of this week being the 4th of July. And of course, on this video, promoting these indicators to share with you guys because they're powerful tools, absolutely powerful. They help you to determine, don't forget, they help you to determine where we're at in the markets. Silver, don't forget it did print. Let's go to the highest accuracy here. Don't forget it did print the signal that to buy silver for the 3rd time in almost 3 years, guys. In almost 3 years. This goes back to April of 2025. The 4th one doesn't even exist until you go back to 2023. Okay, so it's only printed 3 buy signals for silver in the past almost 3 years. And so on the highest accuracy setting. And what did it do, guys? It printed, what did it do? It printed one just a week ago because it's telling you, based upon all of the professional coding and data programmed into this indicator, that it is the time to buy in the market cycle. Okay. What that means is this is like more swing trading, which means when it told you to buy, it can take a couple of weeks before, you can, or even a few months in some cases, depending upon what I always talk about in my private community, guys, is when you're taking profits on the upswing, the danger that most people do is they wait too long. The price goes up, and then they don't take profits and it comes down. And then they're caught, weathering the storm or whatever. And so what we've learned through the process of our experience in the markets, even following the prophetic word, is to take profits along the way. We've had so many people that are in my private community that are also a part of other people's private communities, prophetic crypto voices in the space. And they're like, oh, this prophet said that this coin was about to just skyrocket, 20,000%. And it goes up like 1x, which is great, doubling your profit price, right? And I warn them, don't forget to take profits. And then right after I do, the whole thing comes crashing back down, erasing everything that it had just accomplished. And it's not that the prophetic word was wrong. It's that it's in its own time. And some of these prophetic words, they tell the future. You know what's funny, guys? You'll get a kick out of this. I had somebody on my post the other day that went viral. I shared a word from Kim Clement in 2014 talking about Iran, the president, the war, Putin, all these different things that are going on right now. He prophesied that Putin would be eliminated, that he would die by the sword of the people in his own country. And that report just came out the other day that his own countrymen have threatened him, saying, if you don't give us, woo. And so what's crazy is somebody commented in the comment section and they said, false. This was from 2014. False. This was from 2014. I'm like, do you know what telling the future actually is? They thought it was some article that was supposed to be like published by the New York Times 2 days ago or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was hilarious because I'm like, people were going nuts on it. They were like, lady, what's going on? Are you okay? So, but listen, some people just simply don't understand, right? And so when you're stewarding the prophetic, we talk about this stuff inside my private community, guys. The link's in the description section below. Don't forget, go check out my new website. I just gave it a bunch of updates. It looks super good. I'm excited. God is good. And we're doing it, man. We're just sharing. We're just loving on people and sharing with you guys the excitement of what God's doing in our journey. Amen. Don't you love the sound of that? All right. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. That being said, let me show you these indicators. Okay. This is the market cycle highs and lows. So for those of you guys who understand that, you buy the fear, you sell the greed, that's what they teach you in crypto. So when you go into Bitcoin, for example, no, let's go into XRP, for example. XRP is in the fear zone, meaning people are freaking out. And what does that mean for a trader? Traders, they love that. And I'm not talking about a traitor to your countrymen, right? This is patriotic. I'm not talking about that type of traitor that is destroying the pool in Washington. Tearing the liners and stuff like that. People are crazy. Did you see that there were people at that thing holding up signs saying, yes to algae? Like they were praising the fact that it just was so ridiculous. They hate Trump so much that they would love to see our country destroyed to prove it. It's so ridiculous. And they don't realize why, sane people look at this other party thinking to themselves, y'all are nuts. Anyway, that being said, so funny. So funny. So here we go. Market cycle highs and lows. Let me get rid of the volume bubbles. And don't forget that large sale volume on Bitcoin that printed today, that alert where it says large volume detected right here. Okay. What that means is, you know, on the daily candle, that will print tonight. Okay. We will see that bubble appear at the end of the day. However, for now, there it is. Okay. Let's look at the market cycle highs and lows. The market cycle highs and lows tells you where we're at in the market. And XRP is at $1.04. It's in the fear zone. Obviously, Shiba Inu is in the fear zone. XLM is actually in the neutral zone. We talked about that recently. It's, you know, it's holding pretty strong, and people are not as freaked out about it. They did have some good news happening that caused this spike here. But once again, silver, as I mentioned to you, God showed me the $60 range was its bottom, at least what I saw. So here at, you know, 59, we are still at that place. That's why I believe this printed the buy signal for the fourth time in almost 3 years on the highest accuracy setting, because we're about to see it come up. Okay. It could go down, but I don't believe it's going to go below the $55 range where it bottomed out the other day. So keep that in mind. And that's why I shared with you guys the silver, okay, which is in the description section below. That being said, once again, if you are not following my prophetic insights in my private community, which discusses particular price points where I believe the Lord showed me personally to get into the market and where to get out of the market, then, you know, or if you're like me and want to use these indicators in between you're stewarding the prophetic words, they're definitely exciting, because I've explained to you guys 100 times that nothing moves in a straight line. And if God told me to sell XRP up here and told me to buy down here, well, there's this whole range where it does not move in a straight line. It goes down and then back up and then 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 down. And then finally it meets those 2 points where it goes one to the other, but it doesn't move in a straight line. And these indicators can help you potentially grab some ebbs and flows of the market to get into profits while you're waiting on the prophetic word. We've talked about this numerous times inside my private community. When God told me to sell here and buy down here, every time we have significant pullbacks, and I always tell my community, you know, guys, we just had, you know, this large of a retracement happen today. It was a big move down today. Wouldn't be a bad idea for those of you guys who have available liquidity and you want to consider, you know, getting in at this price and possibly catch a little bit of a run up before it goes down again, because that's how the market moves. And we've had so many people that have said and testified that, yep, I got in, bought here, sold there, made X amount, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, man, like it's a little bit of a balance between what God is showing us in the prophetic and utilizing also the basic strategies that are taught in trading that can also add value to your stewarding a prophetic word, especially catching, you know, taking profits along the way up. Man, it's what the majority of people just simply don't do. And it's what causes a lot of people to get, well, delayed and or burned. The burns happen when you don't have a prophetic word, or if the prophetic word's off, that obviously can happen, I'm sure, in some cases. But mostly what we've seen is the timing is off, the word is accurate. But I'm talking about, I don't know all the people out there, guys, that are given crypto prophetic insight. So, I'm sure that there are some that are not actually seeing accurately, but I'm not here to make those judgments. I think people's, portfolios will probably make those judgments. But, we're just stewarding this journey over here in the private community, just really enjoying the process. That being said, guys, the indicators, I'll go over those real quick once again to share with you guys what they are, at least by name, because afterwards I get a lot of people that are like, which one was, okay, so the three that are on sale are this one, okay, that shows you, it takes away all the candlesticks and shows it to you in colors. And then it has the color chart over here to show you where we're at in emotion for that particular coin. And this works on, like I said, precious metals, Forex, stocks, everything. And so it shows you where you're at in the market based upon the fear and greed for that particular coin. So it's not just the market-wide, fear and greed index. It is the specific coin and very exceptional data built into it. That's the market cycle highs and lows. Then you have the volume bubbles, which shows you, whoops, still messing with that deal. The volume bubbles, I got to go to a coin because you don't even see them as prominently. Yeah, crypto has larger volume bubbles. Okay, so the volume bubbles show you when there's like whale movements in the background. People are making big buys, big sells, and that's where the volume bubbles come in. And that's, you can set alerts on this, okay, like I did today, and got one that said at 140 there was large Bitcoin sale volume detected, okay? So when Michael Saylor comes in, okay, and sells 5% of their strategy Bitcoin, you should get an alert right away, okay? So that's the volume bubbles. And of course, it shows you beyond what you're going to see in traditional indicators based upon just volume. So once again, market cycle highs and lows is the fear and greed. Volume bubbles, obviously, is the volume bubbles. And then the third one that has the sale price is the Pro Trade Manager, where it shows you entries and exits on particular coins, okay? So if you go back on like Shiba Inu, for example, here, it basically told you to buy here, right there, and then to sell here, okay? So you would have garnered $22.22. That's prophetic for open doors. 22% profit on that one if you would have just followed these indicators, okay? That's what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's about. So that being said, and you can have more buying opportunities, right? More selling opportunities depending upon where you're at in the market, okay? So this one, you see all selling opportunities, and over here you've got more buying opportunities, so on and so forth. So please understand that you can set the accuracy to highest accuracy, where you'll get a normal amount of signals. If you want more trading opportunities, you can get good accuracy. And then if you want the most opportunities, you'll get moderate accuracy. So the higher level of accuracy, the fewer amount of trades you'll be able to get into. But yeah, so depending upon your knowledge and expertise, I would probably choose the higher accuracy for those who are not experienced traders, right? But as you can see, look at, Shiba Inu, we've had a lot, we're in a buying opportunity. That's the whole point. That's why I keep trying to tell people, if you're not following the prophetic insights where we have specific entry points that I'm stewarding inside my private community, link in the description section, then you can simply use the tools, link in the description section. All the links are in the description section, guys. That being said, those are the 3 indicators that are on sale. Then you have this one that is not on sale because it's just so inexpensive compared to the other ones. The EMA distance analyzer. Why this is so here? Why this is so here is because it shows you how far away from the moving average you're flowing. And for example, you can take a look and see, like, let me go to, let's see. Like right here, when it was putting these buy signals down here, you could see the depth of those candles. I showed this the other day. You could put a horizontal line whereabouts they were. And you could, because again, this is why I try to teach you guys that all these indicators, they're not just using simple formulas. Because if you try to match the data to where these buys are, it's not always in the highest dips. This one dipped real high before it printed. These are daily candles. So basically, this day, 2 days later, it printed. And the reason is because it was showing, this was waiting for the market to determine where it was going. Just like a professional trader does. A professional trader will wait for the next day's candle to print to determine that it's kind of like a breakout, like if you're looking at a trend line of resistance and it breaks through that resistance, oftentimes, in fact, so many times it's temporary. And so a professional trader will wait for that to confirm. And how they do that is they allow the next day's candle to print to show a confirmation that it is a confirmed breakout and not just a fake out. And so that's what you saw on that Pro Trade Manager indicator. It waited 2 days because it was waiting to determine a confirmation before it tells you to go ahead and buy. It was acting as a professional trader. That's why it's called a Pro Trade Manager. Super, super cool, guys. But this is why I try to show you on these indicators that oftentimes the ebbs and flows of the data and information that you're seeing doesn't always match up, right? Like when it said to buy here, well, look at how far it had come back up from the drop that was down there. See what I mean? And that's why, is because it was waiting for a confirmation. And that's, now the market's not always going to do in the short term. And that's where we've kind of been in this market right now, is we've been exactly where Brandon Biggs prophesied we would be, because he said that the banks are manipulating the price because they don't like the Clarity Act, guys. And so if you're wondering why the markets are not moving when the professionals are expecting them to move, it's because the banks are moving it right now. But Brandon prophesied that he saw it like a rocket ship, and that it would go up and they would pull it back, and then it would go up and they would pull it back. Well, God has given me specific prophetic price points that I believe represent the next two upward moves and pullbacks. Crazy, right? Yeah, exactly. And that's why I value what God is doing in this season. That's why I created the private community. And, you know, we've been seeing this occurring since 2024. And when God told me XRP was going to take off in 2024, and it did, then he told me it was going to crash in 2025, and it did, even showing me that XRP would go from 240 to 140 and back up to 250. 5 months later, it manifested those exact price points in a 3-hour window. It was the largest liquidity flush, the largest flash crash in crypto history, even beating the FTX crash. Yo, this is crazy. And so when I say that, you know, I've seen the next 2 market cycles, woo, boy. And that's why I try to warn people about this XRP deal. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be what people think it's going to be. And I can't say anymore. And so there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be, I think, unfortunately, weathering the storm twice, because they're going to think, you know, Brandon Biggs said $5. And now, please understand, none of us see everything. So I'm only giving you information based upon what I see. The Bible says we see in part, we know in part, we prophesy in part. I'm just sharing with you my parts. But the point is, people are thinking it's going to go to $5, just like he prophesied, which I believe it will. I've actually seen these price points. However, I don't believe it's going to on this next rise up before it comes back down. And the point is that people who are expecting this next run that we're about to see in the short term to take it there, I think they're going to be disappointed when it goes up and they don't take profits and it comes back down. And so that'll be tough. Likewise, it would also be tough if it goes to $5 and I just didn't see it. But I don't necessarily think that's happening. I'm only following what the Lord is showing me, and that's all I can do, because he's been giving me specific directions. That being said, he's also showed us moving into other coins. Yeah. And so if people are just kind of stewarding this whole XRP deal, which I think is great because it's going to go to the massive numbers one day that God has prophesied, they might just be in for a longer hurt time because the waiting time always is painful to the flesh, right? All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to jump off. Don't forget, it is the 4th of July promo for these indicators. I wore my patriotic shirt. God is good. Okay. And don't forget the link for the silver. They can also ship it to a insured vault that you can store your silver in. You could bury it in your backyard. You could bury it in your neighbor's yard. That was a joke, probably. Let's see here. What am I missing? Let me just make sure. Yeah, if you want to learn how to trade crypto or read the charts, that link is also in the description section below. If you want to like get started in crypto, if you're like watching this stuff and you're starting to get it now, but you just don't know where to buy your first crypto, how to send and receive your first crypto, where to store your crypto short term, long term, mid term, where to store your crypto that's in play, whether to store your crypto that's out of play, how to get access to offshore exchanges, so that you can have availability to buy, low market cap coins that have incredible volatility, which is wonderful, especially when God gives you prophetic insights on them and all that stuff, guys. That's going to be in my Getting Started in Crypto course. All of these things are in the description section below. If you want to buy digital silver because of the indicator printing the signal to buy silver right now, saying it's a good time, it's fixing to go up, and I'm telling you, we're going to see it go up, I believe. Not financial advice. None of this is financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. And that's why I'm my DeFi guru, nobody else's. But that being said, if you, want to buy digital silver, I actually have the link in the description section below as well to buy the 1x silver, where it's 1-to-1 ratio, or the 2x silver, whereas every dollar it rises, you'll get 2. Every dollar it goes down, you'll lose 2. But because the indicator printed the signal that it's expected to go up from here, if you were using that, for example, knowing the risk, knowing the reward, and knowing the risk-reward ratio, right? Never invest more than you can afford to lose. All these different disclaimers, right? Then in that case, you might want to get in on the 2x leverage, opportunity. Buy that, because as it rises, then it's just going to double whatever you've put in. That being said, guys, nobody can ever guarantee you the future. Future success is not guaranteed on past results. Even the prophetic is a whole different thing. I believe the word of God is true and it will come to pass, just sometimes with all of its variables and disclaimers, that sometimes the opposite can occur first. We've seen that numerous times in the prophetic. So these are things that you need to know. And that's why, but it's different, than technical analysis, market analysis, and financial advice. It's very different. That being said, I'm out of here, guys. God bless you, and enjoy. This is 4th of July week. We've got a lot to celebrate, and thank you for the creator of these indicators for the 4th of July special, offering you guys $100 off each indicator. Please don't forget, if you're a member of my private community, you guys are getting $125 off each indicator. Okay, please remember that that coupon code is inside my private community. And of course, all of that information is in the description section below. God bless you guys. Happy 4th of July week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.